Hey guys, channelo.p here. I'm Nico.
And I'm King.
And we're the Opinionated Pirates. So today on this segment of One Hit Manga, we're actually checking out a book that King recommended to me. I don't know why to check it out, because it is by the Death Note group.
Yeah.
But why don't you take it away, King?
So, like you said, it's from the people who made Death Note, so you kind of already know how these stories are a little bit more not mainstream compared to like the My Heroes, the Food Wars, and everything like that. The book we're looking at, though, is Platinum's End, one of their newer books. It follows a kid named Mirai. He's been having just a terrible life, and it starts off with him just at the end of it where he's like, I'm done. He finishes school, he goes up a building, and he just jumps. But luckily, he's saved by his guardian angel, Nasi, and she pretty much is like, hey, I want to make you happy. Here's the abilities of an angel. Gives him abilities, and he's able to fly. He's able to have some arrows that do unique abilities depending on which one he uses. And he's just able to, it changes his life. Make it happy and do what he wants to do with it.
Yeah, so, he kind of brings it up where, later on it shows another character that kind of gets introduced, not too much, doesn't really go into him. Metropoliman, who he isn't actually able to fast enough to dodge bullets. So I don't know the exact speed, but they're able to dodge bullets. And I think Nasty even says, the arrows will always fire true and hit within range, except for when they're shot at someone with wings. People with wings can outspeed the arrows.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't really go into the extent of, how fast you can go. But, I mean, if you can dodge a bullet, and then one of the things that's supposed to always hit its mark, you can outrun, it has to be pretty quick.
Yeah. And it's kind of a weird mechanic with that, too. There's two different types of arrows, the red arrow and the white arrow. The red arrows will automatically, when you hit them, they fall in love with you and they do whatever you basically tell the person to do.
For 33 days.
33 days, yeah.
And they can only be used once.
Such an odd, a day, too. It's not even a month, 31 days or anything, it's just 33. And then there's the white arrow, which just instantly kills them. Not really like a heart attack or anything, similar to Death Note, just kind of like a peaceful death. They just die.
Yeah, I know the main character even brings it up to his angels, and why would angels use this? And she even explains they're to give a peaceful death. When they kill, it's instantaneous. They feel nothing. They don't feel any pain. I do have some thoughts on this one. It was definitely an interesting opening, I'll say. It did start off really quick, though.
Yeah, it's you get in, he finds out he has these powers now, and then it kind of continues a bit, and then it kind of backtracks to explain some more of what's going on, because the next chapter it starts off with God basically sending out 13 angels to go find somebody, give powers so that way they can become the new God.
Yeah, and I guess at least the way I understood it, maybe I need to go back and read it, is that once they chose these humans, then they would go through and choose which one of these 13 people. The humans would become the new God, but then there's an even angel that says oh, well, I'm a second ranked angel, so I only have red arrows going, which goes back to Nasty saying at the beginning that she's a special rank angel.
Yeah. So
I guess special rank angels have more privileges than the second one. I don't really know, but it kind of goes into a little graph I had with it, is where I said, it went really fast paced. Then it has that moment where it's 4 or 5 pages where God's oh yeah, here's the explanation of what they do. That main angel makes that little comment and they go away. And it's oh, okay, I guess that's how it goes. But then following on, while Nasty's talking to Mirai, she restates everything.
Yeah, or she'll be didn't I already say this?
Yeah, and it's not it was just a minor nitpick, but to me it felt almost as if with her being kind of the narrator so far, the one that's giving us the explanation of this world, it's the writer was just oh yeah, here's this oh dang it, let me rehash this. And it's but you kind of already said it.
Yeah.
Minor nitpick, but they may go into how quick it went. It did slow down in the second half, though.
Yeah.
Once it started kind of explaining a little bit more of Mirai's reasoning for not wanting to use the arrow a certain way, because Nasty seemed to really oh, use it this way, and Mirai just wants to be happy.
Yeah.
And the way she was reasoning the happiness wasn't the way he wanted to get it.
because with her as like an all powerful, well, as an angel who lives just indefinitely, I guess, her happiness is just, I guess she figures that humans' happiness is just by doing whatever they want to do. So she's like, here's the ability to do whatever you want to do. Don't have any consequences. He's like, no, I that's not a right thing to do though. So then he wants to live happiness by just doing the right thing and just kind of going to school and just enjoying life there. But she's like, oh, you can have anything. Just do this.
Yeah, and then it gets weird 'cause he's like, oh, again, he's like, I just want to do this. She's like, oh, well, I gotta tell you about the game. And then, that's when she rehashes it again to the actual main character. And he's like, what? She's like, oh, yeah, this is what you gotta do. And she's like, oh, if you become God, then you can, make yourself happy or other people happy. So I'm guessing that's gonna kind of be his drive. They do interest two other angel users, or not angel users, wow. Two other people with guardian, I'm gonna say guardian angels, because the explanation that God gives just makes it seem like they can just choose random people, so...
Yeah, but then she already knew so much about him to begin with. That whole randomness kind of seems odd with her.
Yeah, when she's talking to him and suggesting things, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that, she's like, well, why not? So I was like, you're his guardian angel, man. How do you not know this man, or this kid, if you've been watching him since he was a little one? But like I said, that's just minor nitpicks. It might just be because of how the story's going, and maybe they'll clear up later on. But I was saying, like, it introduces these other two people. One gets smoked fairly early.
Yeah, you see him on the news, and then the next frame you see him, and then the next page he's getting attacked and dead.
Yeah, and then Metropoli Man, it actually shows that it's another guy who's a part of this tournament, and he's the one that actually kills this, what was his name? Tanma, I think? It was like a comedian.
Yeah.
But he's, the Metropoli Man character, you haven't shown his real name, just seems to be like, oh, well, if I'm the last human, then I'll be the one that's God. So I think he was just kind of there set up for him to, like, yeah, this guy's going to kill all the other people.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of where the story seems to be heading. He's going to go trying to kill these people, the main character's going to get wrapped up in it, and then the story will evolve from there.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting about that point is when everything starts to slow down. Because the main character sees that, crap, somebody's going around killing people, and he's not like, oh, I need to go stop him. He's more like, I need to lay low. I don't want to die. I'm finally getting happiness, and he just doesn't want to die from it or like have that end. And it was just, and that's when everything kind of starts kicking in, but also like slowing down pacing wise of like how fast every information's coming at you.
Yeah, so like the pacing was really odd for this one, but I know we were kind of looking at like when it came out and like some of the other manga that were, or series that were starting at the time, so it seemed to make sense why it started so like heavy and gung-ho the way it went. But I'm definitely interested. I mean, obviously the art's nice.
Oh yeah, I mean, same person who's done Death Note, done so many other good ones. The art's always been great.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, like I said, it has that, and like the story's got me interested. I like the concept. I'm just interested to see where it goes from here. It did end on a pretty good, like, oh damn moment. So I'm ready to see what that goes, and I want to see more explanation of this game or competition.
Yeah, the battle royale of the 13 angels.
Yeah, so I definitely want to keep going on with it. I don't know, what would you rate it?
I enjoyed this. I already know based on like the other works of these people that it's going to start ramping up pretty fast, and I have to give it a 5, a must read, in my opinion.
Okay, I think I'll have to give it a 4 for now, just 'cause I want to see how it builds. Because I already have some nitpicks with how kind of the plot's going, or at least an error with the character explanations and stuff. But I'm definitely interested. I want to keep going and see what happens next. Well, with that, guys, that brings our voyage to an end. If you liked the video, then hit that like button down below, and let us know in the comments below what you thought about this series. I know I'm still kind of on the fence about it, but King loves it, so we'll definitely be checking out more of it. If you want to join the OP crew, then hit that subscribe button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all our videos, then hit that red notification bell at the top to stay up to date whenever we put ours out. So, with that, I'm Nico.
And I'm King.
And we're the Opinionated Pirates, sailing off.